Alright, what's up guys? Today's video is going to be a little different. I've been having a lot of emails asking about what tools I'm using, what it costs generally, and kind of just like a shop overview. So I'll go ahead and do that. I haven't got a video out in like a week because, I haven't had anything to film, but I haven't been taking a break. I have been so busy this week. My head is about to explode trying to get everything done. So what I've been doing is getting your V2 plans together so I can start getting you guys these plans. I'll do a separate video talking specifically about what's involved in all of that, what you're gonna get, but dude, they are awesome. I've built these plans so like the most basic novice could build one of these cross carts. But I'll get more into that later. You can see this is the V2's bottom base frame, whatever it's called. We've been working on the cross cart, getting the new clutch in, putting a giant ugly muffler on it so it's not so loud. So until I get my own property, I gotta kind of be respectful. But I might be coming through with a land deal here next week, so stay tuned for that. But we've also been getting the camera car here together, which is a Piranha 3 from the Edge products. It's got 12 inches of travel, about 13 inches ride height, CBR 1000 engine in it, so it'll be a very capable camera car. But you're not allowed to like it more than the cross carts. That's the deal. A lot's been going on around here, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the shop. So I'll give you a general rundown and what I got and what it costs. Now, beware. You might get a little queasy at all these prices, but you do not need all of this to do your own build. I would say the essentials are this guy here, a chop saw, basic chop saw. I think this one cost me about 200 bucks. A grinder, a welder, and a tube notcher. I really think you get the whole thing done with just that. All the tabs and everything are a pain in the ass to cut out by hand, but I will be having a tab package too, so you can just buy those, so you don't have to go through all of that. But let's get started here on the front side. So here we have got one of my favorite pieces of equipment in the shop. That is my Crossfire table. It's the OG, it's not the Pro. Smaller cutting surface, but it's been really capable for what I'm doing. I just cut out this half-inch plate here for my new hubs, and it cut it flawlessly. Now I'm using a Hypertherm 45XP plasma cutter on that. Little expensive, but it's totally worth the dough if you're gonna do one of these. I bought it used for about $1,500, and then the table itself was about $1,000. But you can definitely get a cheaper plasma cutter if you're not cutting half-inch material. So there's plasma cutters out there. Crossfire actually sells their own plasma cutter, and I think it's like $400 or something. So you could be 1,500 bucks into a table and be plasma cutting right off the bat. Now you do need a little laptop, but you don't need anything special. Just a laptop to run the G-code through. So moving on, you've seen the chop saw. This thing has got so much use out of it. It's just a basic rigid chop saw from Home Depot. Stands up very well. The abrasive blades here last quite a while, so definitely worth the purchase. We'll talk about the sandblasting cabinet here and the powder coating oven at the end, because I've never used it. It's not really essential, so let's keep moving. Here we've got my JD Squared Model 32 manual bender. This thing is essential unless you buy my flat pack. So there's going to be a flat pack option, basically where I do all the parts that need to be bent. You just buy that, I'll ship it to you. All you have to do is cut and notch all the straight parts, and you got a buggy. But back to the Model 32. totally worth it. Now, it's a little bit more expensive than, I think there's a company called like Woodward or something that sells a cheaper bender. You can totally go ahead and do that. That'd be fine as well. This guy, just for the bender, was about $390, I think. The dies are actually pretty expensive too, at about $300 a piece, but for what I'm doing, totally worth it. So this guy, the Model 32, has this anti-spring back lever here. So basically when you're bending, after you finish putting pressure on it, it's going to want to come back a little bit. So with this guy, you just put it in there so it cannot come back. It's definitely not essential, but it's awesome. And then we're going to move here to the other JD2 product that I have, which is my tube notcher. It is called a Notchmaster. I think this one was about 300 bucks. Like I said, you can always go cheaper, but this thing is going to last forever. It's very basic. The only adjustments I have here is like a up and down travel for the hole saw, so you can cut straight through the center. You could notch like just the top side or the bottom side of the tube, but totally worth it. I actually think I'm going to switch to a Buildco Tools tube notcher though. He has built an amazing notcher. It's about 600 bucks, but I'm gonna fork out the cash for it once I start making some of your guys' money. So please help me get there. So we're coming back around now. I've got my welder, which is a Hobart 210 MVP. MVP means multi-voltage plug, I think. So you can run this off of 210 or 220 or 110. Now I would definitely suggest getting a 220 machine though for welding chassis. You don't want your stuff breaking, and welding tube with 110 is pretty hard because you have to have it cranked all the way up, and that wire feed is just coming out so fast. You got to keep up with it. Your welds always look like crap, so I would definitely suggest a 210 machine. Now this guy was about 800 bucks and it is fully capable of all of this work, but I'm going to upgrade this guy in the future as well, because here all I have is a number for voltage selection, and I can tell you right now my favorite number is 4, but I don't know what 4 is. So I would like to be able to fine tune my voltage a lot more than just 4 or 5. But totally capable. I love this thing. And then back here, my air compressor. You're gonna need this size air compressor to run that table, the plasma table. It's a 60 gallon, 15.8 CFM. I don't know much about it. I don't know much about air compressors, but that's pretty much the minimum of what you need for the table. Now, you don't need the table. Like I said, you can just buy the tabs package, and it's gonna save you a lot of money and a lot of work cutting stuff out with a grinder. So let's keep moving here. We're gonna go over to the table now. I've got my Grizzly Lathe Mill combo. This guy was about $2,600, and I'm gonna tell you right now, save your money. This thing is not great. The lathe isn't the worst. There is a lot of play though here in these ways. I've tightening up all the jibs and everything, but it's still got a lot of play in here. And by a lot, I mean you can't even see it when I move it, but when I'm running a big diameter part, like a brake rotor or something, this freaking, whatever, the tool holder is just bouncing around like crazy. And you can see it, it's this whole apron here, which is just vibrating, and it makes it almost impossible to machine big parts like that. Now, I tell you to save your money because the freaking mill head is pointless. It's a glorified drill press. There is so much slop here in the headstock that you can't mill anything. So save your money. Unless you're doing like, you could mill like aluminum or brass or plastic or something, but for steel, save your money, buy an old Bridgeport. So the model number on this one was a Grizzly G9729. I could have saved myself about 600 bucks by just going ahead and buying the same size 31-inch lathe. So that's about the bulk of the big stuff that I use. If you want to sign off here, that's fine, but I'm going to keep going around showing you the rest of the shop. So in this corner over here, well, first, this guy, you've already seen it. That's the dirt car though. I'm going to do a kind of more of a vlog series on that guy about getting into racing. It's going to be the cheapest way to get into any sort of racing besides go-karts. So when I'm done with this, I'll have about $3,000 into it, and it's going to be a beast, but we'll do more on that later. Right now it's just kind of a glorified table. Now we're moving over here to my homemade press. This thing costed me like $50-ish to build. It's just steel from the scrapyard, a simple bottle jack. I actually filmed building this. I'm not sure where the video went, but I'll probably go ahead and upload that. Moving around, we've got the super necessary TV there so I can watch Cletus and Rather Be Welding, Grind Hard, all those guys. Boosted Boys, those are basically my top 4. So if you guys have some suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Now we'll come around here, past the Piranha, which you don't like more than that, remember. We got another donor bike. And then this here is the powder coating oven. This will be pretty essential in the future for your guys' parts, all your A-arms and everything. It's literally just a big oven. Those are actually oven elements, heating elements in there. And then it actually has an oven timer, temperature knob, all that. This is my buddy Kevin's setup, but he didn't have enough room in his garage, so it's here now, thank God. But I mean, as goofy as that looks, he saved about $1,000 by figuring out how to make this work, and it works amazing. So you might have noticed that my garage here is a mess, and this is actually the clean version of my garage. I'm not the manager type or anything. I'm just a creative type. I'm out there destroying and building things, and I need somebody to manage how I do them. So if you're in the LaPorte, Indiana area and you want to be part of this, you want to give a hand, please feel free to reach out. I'm going to need somebody for filming and editing. I'm going to need another guy in the shop to learn and build with me. I'm trying out guys this week as well. So I've been really busy with that as well. But so anything you can think of, if you have a way to help, please get a hold of me. And that's it. That's the basic overview. I've got a nice size shop here. We've been saving up for a long time. My girlfriend has a great job. I've got a great job. So, we were able to save up for a while. I've been acquiring these tools over the last couple years for a while now. And we came and moved to the middle of nowhere so we could afford to get a 5-car garage for a shop, but it was totally worth it. Probably be moving at the end of the year though. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like being in the middle of nowhere. I don't like the snow up here in Indiana either, so I think we're going down south. But we'll see where everything takes us by that time. So that's really all of it. I just wanted to, I've had about 5 people ask me for this video, so I figured I'd put it out there. If you liked it, please go ahead, hit all the buttons, do all the good stuff. And if you're waiting for those build plans, putting out a video probably tomorrow or the next day, what the idea is, what's going on with the plans, when they're coming out, etc., etc. Also, if you're still here and you would be interested in helping out make this process go faster, I would like to do a pre-sale on the plans so I can make some money to get all the parts together. I don't want to be held back by waiting to find the right parts for a cheap price, because I just finished building this guy and it was expensive, so I'm a little in the hole right now. I would love to do pre-sale plans though, so we can get all that out there, and then I think that the plans should be done around like March 15th or so. They're actually almost done right now, but I want to build the thing though, just to make sure that it actually works, because I don't want to send you garbage. But we'll see. I think I'm going to do like a 30-day challenge on the build as well, as long as I have enough money to buy all the parts ahead of time, have them all shipped here, and then just start slapping stuff together. So we'll see how that goes, but I know this was a long-winded one. If you are still here right now though, please leave a comment so I know. I guarantee it's only like 4 of you that made it to the end of this, but I really appreciate you guys. Peace.